The Formula One calendar is always a source of excitement for fans, and this season there's one announcement that has caused a major stir. The South African Grand Prix is officially on track for a return, and this time it's coming to a thrilling new street circuit in Cape Town. The latest plans for a South African Grand Prix have taken a massive step forward, and fans of F1 around the world are buzzing with anticipation. This marks a huge milestone not only for the sport in Africa, but also for the future of the F1 calendar as a whole. In this script, we'll dive into everything we know about the South African GP's new street track, what it means for the future of Formula One, and how this exciting development could shake up the global racing scene. A historic return, why the South African GP matters. It's been over 30 years since Formula One last raced in South Africa, with the last South African Grand Prix taking place at the iconic Kyalami circuit in 1993. Kyalami was a regular fixture on the F1 calendar from 1967 to 1985, and it holds a special place in F1 history. However, the country has been absent from the F1 map for quite some time, with the sport focusing on other regions. That is, until now. The return of a South African Grand Prix has been a long-discussed dream for fans in Africa, and the continent's growing interest in motorsport has only fueled the calls for F1 to bring its engines back to Africa. With F1's efforts to expand its global reach and bring the sport to new audiences, the South African Grand Prix is seen as a key move in increasing F1's visibility on the African continent. This massive step forward signifies not only a return to an important market, but also a strategic move to help grow the sport's fan base globally. It's a huge win for African motorsport enthusiasts who have been calling for the sport's return for decades. The street circuit, what we know so far. The announcement that the South African GP will be held on a brand new street circuit in Cape Town has sent shockwaves through the F1 community. While details about the layout and specifics are still emerging, the general excitement surrounding the event is palpable. The South African GP will join the ranks of other exciting street races like Monaco, Baku, and Singapore, bringing a unique flavor to the F1 calendar. The Cape Town street track is expected to deliver a thrilling, high-speed challenge for drivers. Set against the backdrop of one of the most picturesque cities in the world, the circuit is likely to include tight corners, dramatic elevation changes, and, of course, the potential for spectacular crashes and high-speed racing. The idea of racing along the coastal roads with the ocean in the background is something that's already got fans dreaming about the event. The track is designed to make use of the city's natural beauty and urban landscape, and it will bring F1's high-tech, high-speed action to a vibrant and historically rich area. The Cape Town circuit could have some similarities to other street tracks, with a mix of sharp turns, fast straights, and tight corners, making it a challenge for drivers to balance speed with precision. With the possibility of a mix of street racing and sweeping corners, the track could offer plenty of overtaking opportunities, making for an exciting race for both drivers and spectators alike. Economic and tourism impact. What's at stake for South Africa? The South African Grand Prix is not just an exciting prospect for motorsport fans, it's also a huge opportunity for the country economically and in terms of tourism. Hosting an F1 race brings a major influx of visitors, both from within Africa and from around the world. The South African GP is set to put Cape Town, and South Africa as a whole, on the global stage. This event will boost tourism by attracting international visitors to the region, creating a surge in demand for hotels, restaurants, transportation, and other local businesses. For Cape Town, the economic impact could be enormous, with the potential for hundreds of millions of dollars in tourism revenue. But it's not just about the immediate economic benefits. Hosting a Formula One race could also help develop South Africa's infrastructure, especially in terms of transport, security, and urban development. The street circuit will require significant investment in building the necessary facilities and ensuring that the city can accommodate the thousands of fans expected to flock to the event. In the long term, this could set the stage for further investments in motorsport and infrastructure across the region. The South African GP could also serve as a platform for growing the sport's grassroots development in Africa, with more young people becoming inspired to get involved in motorsport. The long-term impact could see more African drivers, engineers, and team members rising through the ranks, helping to make F1 a truly global sport with talent coming from all corners of the world. The challenge is ahead. Can South Africa deliver? Of course, while the excitement around the South African GP is undeniable, there are challenges that need to be overcome. Creating a brand new street circuit in Cape Town is no small feat. The process of designing, building, and ensuring that the track meets the safety and technical standards required by the FIA will take significant time and investment. Cape Town's landscape presents its own set of challenges as well. The city is known for its stunning views and mountainous terrain, which can create technical hurdles when it comes to track design and safety. The team behind the Cape Town GP will need to carefully navigate these obstacles to ensure that the circuit is not only thrilling, but also safe for drivers, teams, and spectators. Additionally, hosting a major international event like the South African GP requires extensive logistical planning, including securing sponsorships, managing large crowds, and ensuring that the race runs smoothly. The event organizers will need to work closely with F1 officials to make sure that everything from the race schedule to fan engagement is handled properly. However, with the backing of F1 and the support of local authorities, the South African GP has the potential to overcome these challenges and set a new benchmark for street racing in the sport. The enthusiasm from both F1 and local officials indicates that Cape Town is serious about making this race a permanent fixture on the calendar. What this means for the future of F1. The South African GP's return to the F1 calendar is a clear signal that the sport is committed to expanding its global footprint and reaching new audiences. F1 has already been making strides in this direction, with races in cities like Miami, Jeddah, and Las Vegas. The addition of Cape Town strengthens F1's commitment to diversifying its locations and bringing the sport to new markets. This move also highlights F1's willingness to embrace new forms of racing. Street circuits have become a favorite among fans for their spectacle and unique challenges, and the Cape Town race will undoubtedly add a fresh layer of excitement to the sport. With stunning scenery and the potential for unpredictable racing, the South African GP could become one of the most talked about events on the F1 calendar. The African market has immense potential for F1, and the South African Grand Prix could be the catalyst for even more races on the continent. If this event proves to be successful, it may pave the way for more African nations to host future races, expanding the sport's reach and bringing even more global attention to the incredible talent within F1. Conclusion: a bright future for the South African GP. The South African Grand Prix's move to a street circuit in Cape Town is one of the most exciting developments in recent years for Formula One. Not only does it mark the return of the sport to Africa, but it also promises to bring an entirely new dynamic to the F1 calendar with its stunning setting and thrilling track layout. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, the South African GP could be a game-changer for F1, bringing the sport to new fans, boosting local economies, and delivering world-class racing in one of the most beautiful cities on the planet. If everything goes according to plan, Cape Town could become a favorite among drivers and fans alike, and the return of F1 to Africa could mark the beginning of a new era for the sport on the continent.